So here are the few sample questions for Snowflake. Let us learn few of them. So this is for basically for the pro course certification exam. So first question says you are the owner of a table T1 in which is in schema S1. The schema is in database D1. So in order to grant read-only permission of this table to a newly created role R1, you will need to do what? So this is a multiple choice question clearly. Okay, so grant usage to database D1. Options are grant select on database D1, grant usage on schema S1, grant select on schema S1, grant usage on table T1, and grant select on table T1. Okay, so according to me, the first is correct. We have to give the usage to D1. Okay, we do not need the select privilege on the database at all. We only need the select on the table, right? And then obviously this once we have the usage on the database and the schema, we will be able to perform the select operation on the table. So what are the correct answers? The correct answer is A, which is database D1, then C, which is grant usage on schema, and F, grant select on table T1. Okay, now next is, so that is the same. This is the description. To allow a role to use database objects, as the owner must grant appropriate privileges on the database, schema, and objects. First up, you will need to grant usage privilege on the parent database and schema. Usage privilege. Okay, usage privilege enables the guarantee to refer to the database and schema in the query. Then you will need to grant select privilege on the table. The SQL statements are given below. We have already given. So grant usage to the database. So what will it do? It will grant usage to the database to the role R1. Okay. Then as soon as you grant the usage to the schema, what will it do? It will grant the usage to the schema D1.S1 to role R1. Now grant the ability to query an existing table. Grant select on the table D1.S1.T1 to role R1. That is what makes sense, right? Now let's quickly look at the next question. So the next question over here is identify system defined roles in Snowflake from roles given below. There are 4 roles: account admin, sysadmin, auditor, role admin, security admin, and public. So they are saying identify system defined role. So system defined role, we already know account admin, through which we perform all the queries in our workshops, and as well as whenever you need, that is whenever you need to perform any operation in Snowflake. Then second is your sysadmin, which is the by default the role which is integrated with DORA checks as well, right? If you have done that or not. So sysadmin is for all the system administration permissions, and then the security admin for all the security privileges, and then public. Okay, the public role to grant access to anyone for sharing your data or your data lakes or your data marts or your databases. Okay, so I don't as per my understanding, there is no role such as auditor role, no role such as role admin. Okay, role admin is itself managed in under the security admin role. So to understand the hierarchy, here it comes like account admin is the top level role, then we have the security admin and sysadmin, which comes under account admin. Then inside the security admin we have the user admin, and then we have the public. So this is the default role. Okay, so this role is automatically granted to every user and every role in the account. Public role can create objects, but they are available to all other roles and users in the account. So now public account is also available with the user admin role that can create and manage users and roles in the account. Then the security admin will have the access to the user admin and the public role that can manage any object grant globally, as well as create, monitor, and manage users and roles. Okay, and then account admin will have access to security admin. So should be granted to limited number of users, so it can only be granted